Representative Lanoue of the 45th, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise this evening. I think it's no secret to those who know me here in very strong support of this bill before us, 6417, an act requiring background checks for youth camp employees and youth coaches. I want to, I'll take you back to my freshman year. This is where it started for me. Was during freshman orientation, before I even took the oath of office. There's a wonderful program that you guys put together in a very bipartisan way, educating new legislators on how to propose legislation. If there's a topic that is of great interest to you, or will be of great value to your district, or contribute greatly to the state, how to research legislation, how to put in the bill concept and move it forward. And that was day one. It was a wonderful, wonderful experience. Day two, and many that know me personally know I am not a morning person. However, I did get up early to attend the second day of this orientation, and I was watching a CBS this morning, and there was a groundbreaking news report about the camping industry, about how there was a situation in the state of Texas where there was a 9-year-old little boy who excelled and was very, very talented in school, and with his around his relatives and friends, and were he was an outstanding young man. His name was Michael, and he went away to camp for 12 nights, and Michael came back and was a very different child. He was isolated. He was didn't want to go outside and play. Wanted to barricade himself in his room. His mother knew, that mother's instinct, that there was something very wrong, and come to find out, he had been sexually molested by his camp counselor. And upon further investigation, this individual, this very sick individual, was a convicted child molester who had been terminated at another children's camp for the same behavior. No background check at all was conducted on this person, on this very sick individual. Had there been that check, they would have known and had found that this, who this person was, and wouldn't have hired them. I saw on the map it had been lit up. There was 17 states that had no other such check. Connecticut, the map of Connecticut, was highlighted. I was fortunate through this very unfortunate situation, where I got to know and speak with Michael's mother, Michelle, who helped me greatly and educated me on this issue, and talked about a lot of the research that they had done, and the reports have been done. The New York Times had infiltrated several years ago a chat room for self-proclaimed pedophiles, people who are identifying themselves as pedophiles. In there, they're having conversations that one of the ideal places to infiltrate and to get a child, victimize a child, is in a children's camp, a camp setting. So in 2018 alone, there was 21 cases of claims of sexual abuse at overnight children's camps. So I want to make very, very clear, this is not at all an attack on our camping industry. For the vast majority of our children, the vast majority of our camps, it's a time to reflect back with fond memories, and it's a growing process for our children. And many of the owners of our camps are wonderful, wonderful people. The people who work at these camps are wonderful. So I think this legislation before us goes a long way to making this even stronger, and to strengthen our camps, to have that check in place. It's not bulletproof, but it certainly goes a long way to ensuring that we know who these people are, making sure they do not have a past, that they're not convicted of child molesting or of being a violent felon or any of these egregious crimes. We need to know who these people are. As the other representative before me said, many camps already do this. Most of them do. We congratulate them. But we want to make sure we have uniformity on this issue. We want to make sure it's clear. There's 3 options here that they can a camp can go with. The good chairwoman very articulately, very pointed out what those options are, and I think we need to. It gives them the options, but it also has uniformity. And this is not a Republican or Democrat issue. This is an issue about our children. And the case I mentioned in Texas, pedophiles do not see state borders. What they do see is vulnerability, and they look for opportunity to target and victimize children. And we need to say here in Connecticut, not here, not in our state, not against our children. So again, I rise in very strong support. I want to thank the Children's Committee. I want to for working very, very hard on this legislation, getting this right. The work that's been put in by many members on both sides of the aisle. I do want to thank the Hines family who had reached out to me, and we had discussions in the last couple of years. And I rise in very, very strong support again of this legislation. This is a good day for Connecticut, and I very strongly and enthusiastically will vote in favor of this bill. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Representative.